Oh my gosh, it looks like the timer has started. It's time to talk about penguins. Penguins at ETHDenver. We need everybody to come over here and listen to us talk about penguins now. All right.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Zaffron Castagnaro. I am 17 years old. I'm a senior at Mountain Vista High School, which is just south of Denver. You may recognize my name because I am the daughter of man, the myth, the legend, Russell Castagnaro, steward of Bufficorn Ventures. Yeah, so, you know, I like to say I'm a blockchain Nepo baby, and I can get into all the VIP lounges and stuff. I'm also the founder of something called Conservation Companions, which is working on the Penguin Incubator project with Penguins International and New Frontier Works. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Katie Propp with Penguins International. So all the penguin lovers in the house go, whoop, whoop. Awesome. So yeah, we're really excited to be involved in this project. We're based right here in Denver, Colorado, but we work with all 18 species of penguins throughout the Southern Hemisphere.
Right, so I have come to ETHDenver every year since this whole party started. And on my journey, I've biddled my way up to creating some really fun projects and a cool Bufficorn Ventures portico called New Frontier Works, NFTW. So anyways, we build cool projects that help take all the fun technology that we develop here at ETHDenver and we try to make it useful. So how that all came together was this really weird story that Zaffy's going to tell you about what brought us all together here to solve penguin problems. All right, go.
Ever since I was young, I've been a lover of animals, and in my AP Environmental Science class, we had this guy come speak to us from a conservation organization. His name is Dave Johnson. He works at the Katie Adamson Conservation Fund. He's a great dude, does awesome work. But my teacher was talking on and on about how proud she was that last year they had raised $200. And I was like, okay, $200, high schoolers, that's a lot, that's good. But I was like, I took that as a challenge. I was like, I can one-up you all. I can triple that, maybe even more. And I was thinking through, you know, all of the different ways I could do this. And my mind went straight to my dad, who knows all this stuff about blockchain and crypto and things that were way out of my league at that point. So I you know, scurried on out of class and called up my dad and was like, hey, is there a way we can use this technology, NFTs specifically, to fundraise for conservation efforts? And he was like, hell yeah. And so as soon as the class was over and the presentation was done, I went and talked to Dave, who was totally on board, and he introduced me to Katie at Penguins International, because he knows I love penguins. And we kind of hit it off immediately. And then eventually, we brought in Mitch. We met actually at a chalk art festival. And the entire time, I kept on going to my dad, nudging him, and I was like, have you talked to him about it yet? Will he do it? And he was all on board, so that was great.
Yeah, right off the bat, I was like, that's a great idea. That's going to work.
Yeah, so now, all together, all of us have been working with South African penguins, which, a little bit about them. Right now, there are only 14,000 breeding pairs of South African penguins alive on the world, which is, you may not know, but that's a really, really small number. They've had a drastic decrease in the past 3 years. It's been reverse exponential. I don't know what the word is for that. And you know, because of the warming climate and their black backs, they tend to get really, really hot and abandon all of their eggs and go in the water. And sometimes, you know, hundreds of eggs can be abandoned in a day. And there are people who go and collect these eggs, but they can only do so much with the limited resources they have. So what we are doing is we are building incubators for South African penguin eggs in South Africa. Yeah, so do you want to talk about the NFT?
Yeah, exactly. So what does this have anything to do with, you know, Web3 and blockchain, and why would tokens, you know, be useful for this? So, yeah, the whole idea is to raise money in a way that we can account for. So right up here, we have so far sold 35 penguin chicks for $18, so you can do the math on that. And we have sold 2 incubators at $1,888. So we've raised almost $4,400 so far for penguin conservation. And so what's cool about this is that when you buy an incubator, you actually get an NFT That NFT represents the fact that you made a tax-deductible donation to a venerable and important organization that's doing real work out there. So we create a way of creating a proof that you have actually done good for the world. And we're storing that on the blockchain. So, we already lost our...
And what's also good about that is because of the tokenization, you can get select access to information like updates, maybe if any new penguin chicks have hatched.
Right. So we get this cool ticketing system that we generate these tokens at Token Penguin World, the domain there. But Penguins International is actually, they built their website using WordPress. And so we deployed a pretty cool WordPress plugin where we're actually able to create these tokens in one domain, take payment, do all that, mint them onto the Polygon blockchain. The user logs in. We've used Web3 Auth as our wallet integration platform. And from there, we now have a wallet with a token in it that they can head over to penguinsinternational.org, and they can use that token for token-gated content to learn a bunch more about penguins. So this tax-deductible donation not only goes to help penguins, but it onboards new users to Web3, gets them to set up an account and use it, and then we're able to use that account across domains to do all kinds of interesting things. So we're still, working out what those uses are, but we're off to a really good start. We started this project, like about a month and a half, 2 ago?
Yeah, it's a fairly new project, but like I said, it's saving real penguins. If you care about penguins at all and about having them on this planet Earth, this project is tied directly to it. So you can see right now, to this day, we have 35 penguin chick NFTs that have been minted and hatched. So I want you all to pull out your phones right now, scan the QR code that we have right here, and if you're interested in saving a penguin, you can do so right now, and that number will change right before our very eyes.
Yeah, and we have Dave Johnson, who I mentioned earlier, just went to South Africa and visited Sandcob, which is the place that is, housing these penguins. And they're penguining, like they are at the conservation centers. Yeah, and they're getting stuff done. And if you want to be a part of that amazing work, this is a great way to do it. And helping out little young blockchainer like me. Help me get my start. But yeah, no, there's a lot of great reasons to do this. And, this is, I think, a great example of how we can connect, this amazing, blockchain technology, this new stuff, to, things that wouldn't seem like they'd have any sort of connection, such as, animal conservation and, other charity stuff.
So as a nonprofit, I have to say, I'm a fish out of water, or rather a penguin out of water at this event, right? This is completely new to me as a nonprofit organization. So having Zaffy here that made Web3 and NFTs a comfortable space for a nonprofit to get involved and find a way to support a very real project is so cool.
Yeah, I'd have to say that's been one of my favorite parts of this whole project was it. Zaffy has this really cool idea that comes to her, and then all of a sudden we're banding together, working together, having, weekly meetings, figuring out a way to take this crazy technology and actually make it useful. And yeah, Katie was totally green to all this, had never set anything like this up, and now we've got it up and running, and it functions. We've got wallet integration. We're taking payment. We can take your payment using Stripe, so you can pay with a credit card. You can pay also using DPay DeFi, which is super cool. And we were going to do a demo, but obviously the internet has been a little bit goofy here because you can actually buy a token penguin with Spork. So using DPay, if you log into your account, you can go, it's really simple. You just go through our simple checkout process. And you can actually use some Spork. So right at the moment, I bought one chick yesterday, and it was about 750 Spork would get you an $18 penguin chick. So I didn't actually check to see how many Spork I'd need to get a full incubator, but I think at about 2.5 cents a Spork, you can do the math. I'm not sure if there's enough liquidity out there for that to happen yet, but that's an interesting thing. We're up to 40. So this number, unfortunately, we didn't get this Chromebook to the internet, but we are up to, this should say 40. So it actually live updates. If you look at your phone, you should see. So 41. All right. We can get this up to 100. That would be our optimal dream goal for ETHDenver. But
if that was any of you guys, thank you so much. You guys are really changing penguin lives.
That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
So some of you may be wondering, why do African penguins get in this situation in the first place?
Right.
Well, penguins, like we mentioned, they are in Africa. Some people know that. Some people just picture Antarctica, somewhere really cold. And in Africa, they have a lot of heat down there because it's a beach. And so they're really warming up. So they're actually abandoning their eggs at a very fast rate. So they're basically abandoning them to go cool off in the ocean and then leaving that egg exposed to essentially the sun. So definitely a really important project. And the avian flu that also hit through South Africa this past year. We were just informed through our partners in South Africa that the ban has just been lifted. So yay! Quarantine for penguins is now done. They had their own COVID-19 of sorts for the birds.
Yeah, and
we got 42.
Oh, 42.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hey,
yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and also, if you got one of our awesome cards, they do say, yeah, the rate of penguin eggs being abandoned has increased by 256%. So it is a lot. This is no small issue. And, you know, penguins are a lot more than just, you know, cute little creatures that waddle around and swim. You know, they're a great way to help scientists see the health of the ocean, because they're not, and so they're right in the middle of the food chain, too, so they make a lot of impact on other species. You know, their prey, their predators, everything all over is all affected by penguins.
So one thing I'd like to talk about that's a pretty cool part of our project up here, if I can see, maybe I can scroll the screen up a little bit, but we used Stable Diffusion. I know there's a bunch of Stable Diffusion folks here today, but we actually used Stable Diffusion to create a bunch of the artwork here. So there's some pretty interesting art. And one of the Bufficorn Ventures companies that's here today, I see him out in the audience, he's got a company called ArtSpark, and you guys should definitely check out what he's doing. But we're looking to collaborate and find ways where we can actually make this art generation piece a little bit more interactive and dynamic. So we think there's a bunch of ways that now that we have onboarded users, logged them in, given them a wallet, we're able to take some money from them, we're able to connect that money with a really important cause, that we can do some fun things to expand and to take this whole platform to the next level. So this is really a very alpha project. We wanted to prove that there was the possibility of actually raising real dollars, connecting those real dollars with real action in the world, and we wanted to do that using Web3 technology, and we've achieved it. So I think that's a pretty awesome accomplishment for us to, you know, over the last few months, just come from this awesome, Zaffy's awesome idea to making a real impact, making a real difference in the ecology of our world, and to a species that who doesn't love penguins? Any weird people out there don't like penguins? Yeah.
And luckily Katie is going to go to South Africa and check on progress of how things have been going in May, right? Yeah. So we're going to be able to get some new content, videos, photos, updates on chicks, all kinds of stuff. Also, ArtSpark, that's Hanny back there. Wave. That's who started ArtSpark. It's a great program if anybody wants to use it. He's going to help us with hopefully some cool stuff in the future that Mitch was talking about.
Yeah, so this whole project really represents, I think, the coming together of Bufficorn Ventures, of ETHDenver projects, and it really embodies the spirit of what ETHDenver is really all about. And Bufficorn Ventures has been instrumental in my life personally of helping me to transform and to grow, and I really, you know, I'm really proud to be a part of this project. I'm proud of what we've done. I'm proud that we're making NFTs that are positive. We're not just out there trying to create imaginary value out of, you know, limited supply. No, we're connecting real dollars with real action. We're using the technology, and we're trying to make it as easy for people as possible. And over my years of coming to ETHDenver, I think it's really awesome to see things going from just a bare bones idea to now having technologies that we can implement. We can use them. It works. It's actually, driving change and making an impact. So, yeah, I think this is awesome. I'm so proud to be here on this stage at this point and to see how far this whole event has come, how far the technology has come, how far the community has come together. So, yeah, I'm just really, my hats off to you guys, and thank you for being who you are and what you do. And most assuredly, thank you guys for all the effort you've put and all of the, the courage you've had, Katie, to just, dive into this weird technology. Obviously, you fit in around here. But, yeah, cheers.
Yeah, and if you want to keep up with how this is going, you can follow at Penguins International on Instagram. They'll have lots of updates. Also at, is it Katie Adamson or KACF? KACF on Instagram, or me at Zaffron Castagnaro. Definitely not just trying to drive up my Instagram followers. It's fine. Yeah, and we can update you. And this is the website tokenpenguin.world, where you can see how everything's going, our numbers, if anything is improved, and we can tell you all about how we are hopefully saving penguins, one incubator at a time.
Totally. Yeah, if you've got any cool projects that you need help with, New Frontier Works, newfrontierworks.com. You can check us out there. We'd love to help you take this technology and bring it out to the real world to build some useful stuff. So do we have a final count? How many have we got so far? We're at 43 penguins
awesome.
So far. So
thank you all of
you guys. I think that means we must have 7 or 8 penguins just in the last few minutes. So we've made an impact from the impact stage here at ETHDenver. Cool. Any final thoughts?
Happy ETHDenver, everybody. Have a great time.
Yeah, happy biddling. All right. Thank you guys so much.